Hello, I am Max Shuang, and I am presenting this today because significant reforms in education systems need to be made, like lack of purposeful play, art underfunding, and deficient access to education. We are seeking change in this problem, and yes, we know you may think that one fifth grader can't make that much of a difference, but we can start here right now. I am so fortunate to go to an excellent school with a good education, so I am not telling you any personal things about this. But these things are significant problems in the world. That is why I am here telling you about these issues. One of these problems is access to education. Access to education is a big issue because kids can't get a good education if they can't even go to school. There are significant effects of not being able to go to school, like the poverty trap. The poverty trap is where someone who doesn't have a job can't pay for food, water, or vaccines. Another effect of not having access to education is lack of voice. Most people who can't go to school never learn how to have the confidence to speak up. The last reason for lack of education is poor schools. Some neighborhoods can't fund schools to have reasonable programs in classes like science and art. Art underfunding is a big issue for kids and educators because school attendance is higher with greater arts participation. Disciplinary rates are also higher the amount of arts involvement in schools. Visual math, coordinates, and geometry are also strongly correlated with the amount of arts attendance in schools. Also, did you know that roughly 15,711 schools in the U.S. do not have sufficient funds for art? Art is also a very good source of neural health by stretching people's creative minds. According to 2021 studies, teenagers, instead of social media, and they painted and drew, their signs of depression and anxiety reportedly decreased. And lack of art can also lead to lack of imagination, and not being able to use your imagination can also relate to another reason why there needs to be changes in educational systems is lack of play. Play is essential to healthy brain development. Lack of it can lead to poor self-control and even depression. Play is socially interactive. Play allows children to communicate ideas and understand others through social interaction, paving the way to build deeper understanding and help robust relationships. Play helps develop imagination, dexterity, physical, cognitive, and emotional strength, and social and emotional well-being of children and youth. Many people think that if kids play too much, there won't be enough time to learn. But researchers at a university found that kids who got breaks and recess were more well-behaved, attentive, and on task. Pasi Sahlberg and William Doyle said play is how children learn and how they form a foundation for life in society. Play is how children explore, discover, fail, succeed, socialize, flourish, and thrive. And lack of play, like I said, can also lead to depression. And if parents find out that their kid is getting depressed from that school, they may leave to go to another school and that gets paid less. And teachers get paid less is also a big problem. You might think that these things are too big to solve or too expensive, but this is an investment in the future. And if we make creative and imaginative kids who can actually go to school, they could change the world by putting more color in the world. So please help us make the change in the world. The world needs it.